Rookie here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT, it's Pat and JT on basically all social, all that's important. It's Pat and JT, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can also email us as well. But forget about that sometimes. Hey, Hey, at patandjt.com.
We're glad you could see your way clear to come catch up
2 days in a row with terrible.
on part two of the
2
Rockett
days in a row.
in Omaha, Rockett in Town podcast, part two. Yes, Kugler Vision Center. That's Dr. Lance Kugler, Dr. Mike Stuntz. Going to be in the studio in the next few episodes, as a matter of fact, one and or both. We're trying to corral them both in here just to come in and kind of see some of the stuff that we do. Because honestly, they've been more than generous with their support of our podcast. And what they do there is nothing short of, for some people, and I'm going to say that's my experience, nothing short of a miracle for me. Just to see clearly without wearing glasses or contacts was huge for me. For some people, it's going to be an absolute game changer, and I hope it would be that way for you too. But the first step to finding out is to schedule the consultation.
Yeah, and it's kind of not funny, haha, but ironic that when you talk to somebody about Kugler Vision, and it's not like we go around talking all the time about Kugler Vision at the store, but when it gets brought up, it's always about the people. It's always about the people that are there and how welcoming they are. And it's not like you're going to an eye doctor's office. It's like you're going into a place where it's like a community center almost, where you're welcomed. It's really cool.
It feels like it's very inviting, and it's not this medical sterile environment, where everything's painted white and it's super quiet.
Yeah.
It's a really friendly place, and the decor is so welcoming, and so much that they're hometown boys. And so they've got each one of the exam rooms. They're not called exam 1, exam 2. You've got Benson, and you've got this room, and they're all named after neighborhoods. And then inside there's this gorgeous mural on the wall, specifically done for them.
That's pretty awesome.
Depicting scenes in those neighborhoods.
When you have your own mural done, that's legit.
That's really
like
cool.
You've totally made it. So get your free consultation.
Yep. Go to kuglervision.com and click on the tab.
All right. So in the last episode, I was asking Rockett to tell us. Rockett in the morning is back with us. He was here, Rockett in the whole weekend, not just in the morning. And there was a story that he told a long time ago, and I keep repeating this story over the years, and I'm anxious to hear how it ends, because I think I've diced this story up. I mentioned this last episode. That really has stuck with me all these years. That's something that happened to him, that if it happened to me, I don't know if I could have gotten it over it at all. It would have been really tough.
You're going to enjoy this, because we got through part one and he left us with a real cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Because we know it's definitely a Hollywood story, and we're going to pick it up right there, as a matter of fact.
When I was in New York and I was doing the soaps, I had an agent named Dolores Sansetta. And she managed me and John James, Patrick St. Esprit, and a kid named Tommy Cruise, and he was 15 years old. And he had just done a little movie with Brooke Shields called, what the hell was that movie? Endless Love.
Oh,
right.
And he had a tiny little.
I was just going to say, wait.
Yeah.
He was in that.
Yeah. It's just like, hello, ma'am, something like that. And from that, he got a movie called Taps.
Yes.
I remember Taps.
Another small little role.
Good movie, though.
Mm-hmm. But the guy who ended up, who was doing the role, he ended up doing, which made him famous, which got him Risky Business.
That's because that's what I think of when you say what was his first movie.
Yeah. Well, it was the crazy man with the machine gun in that military academy thing. And the guy that originally was doing that role got busted for dealing on the set.
Oh, geez.
And so while they were shooting, so they had to, instead of going back into the city, they were shooting in Connecticut. They just bumped Tommy up to that role. So, from the dailies on that scene, he got Risky Business.
Wow.
Because they knew that he,
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So.
All thanks to a drug dealer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right.
Wow.
I never. That's
nice insight.
Very good.
Wow.
Very good.
So, our agent Dolores was best friends, and maybe more, with a lady named Joyce Selznick of the famous
that name.
Selznick family,
Yes.
who was the producer of Gone with the Wind. It was his granddaughter
Wow.
Okay. And she was head of the ABC developmental television program. And what that was they would sign an actor for 7 years. They would pay them $50,000 a year so they could dress and have a car. Mm-hmm. And their job was to audition for ABC TV product. That was their job. They couldn't audition for anything else.
It's kind of like, you think about it, it's kind of like the movie houses of the 40s and 50s.
The studio system.
Studio system that they had. They'd bring them in, they own you. Yep. And they decide who you dated.
Yeah.
This was the last vestige of that.
Wow.
So Dolores signed all four of us up for that program through Joyce. Well, John James was the first one to go out there. John James ended up with a little, he was on Search for Tomorrow. I was on Guiding Light at the time. And good-looking guy, beautiful man. And he went out there and during pilot season and got a little pilot called Oil, which ended up being Dynasty. And he was on Dynasty for years and then had his own spinoff show. That's John James, right?
Right.
So Tommy was kind of void from that because he got Risky Business and another thing called Losing It. And so he was sad. I was on Guiding Light at the time. Patrick St. Esprit decided he got born again during that time. This was like January to May of 80. And he got born again and decided he didn't want to do it. Mm-hmm. So my turn now to go out there and sign the deal, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm up for the lead on a Broadway show called Crimes of the Heart, which was a Pulitzer Prize play written by a lady in Mississippi named Beth Henley. And I ended up not getting it, but I stayed in New York and I didn't go to L.A. So until August, because that's when the work was starting back up. So I'm set up with Joy Selznick, and I get there. I rent me a Mercedes at the airport at the exotic thing, a red Mercedes convertible.
Yeah,
awesome.
And I'm driving around Los Angeles. I'm on Melrose Boulevard, and lo and behold, there is Johnny Rockets. And I went, there's little girls skating around, let's whip that in there. And so I whipped in there and got me a burger. And I said, that's a great name. If I ever go back on the air, never thinking I ever would in a million years.
Ever. That's crazy.
I haven't heard that name in a long time. They had him in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Johnny Rockets, too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the diner. The little diners.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
I had no idea. That's awesome. Okay.
So right after that, I pulled over to a phone booth. Remember those?
Oh, yes.
No, you're not old enough to remember those.
I remember them.
They had phone booths a long time ago. And
you ever seen Superman? Come on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, right. Changing rooms.
Jeez.
So I pulled up and I called to confirm my appointment. And I said, my name is Gary Houston Phillips. Okay, it's Gary Houston Phillips. I have a meeting with Joyce Selznick tomorrow morning at 9:30, and just blah blah blah. And she said, "Just a moment, Mr. Phillips." And then somebody else comes on the phone and says, "Yes, who is this?" I said, "Gary Houston Phillips. I have Ms. Selznick." Just wait one moment, and third person comes on, and she said, "Mr. Phillips, I don't. Obviously, you haven't heard." Ms. Selznick passed away today.
Unbelievable.
And I'm going,
unbelievable.
You are effing kidding me.
Unbelievable.
I said, well, who do I see after that? And they said, well, sir, that position hasn't been filled and likely will not be. So there I was.
So that was just over.
The whole system,
that
was it. It all stopped with her.
That's when it stopped.
Wow.
That's when it stopped.
Wow.
The last studio system stopped with her death. So now, here's the fun part. What am I going to do with this Mercedes?
Right. Right. I didn't even think about that. You're sitting there in the Mercedes.
I don't have money to pay for this.
You're sitting there like, glad I just got a burger.
So, I have a friend back in New York. She and I were in acting class together. Her name is Lee Wilding. That name is important. And she happened to be Elizabeth Taylor's daughter.
Ha.
Oh, okay.
Does she do like art No.
I don't know. Her name is Lee Wilding, from the time that Liz Taylor was married to that Michael Wilding guy. Okay.
Got it.
So, and this girl, Lee, was one of the best actresses I personally have ever seen. She was fabulous, but she had a weight issue. I mean, she was really huge. I mean, like 300 pounds easy, 250.
Right.
But looked exactly like Elizabeth Taylor.
No pressure being Elizabeth Taylor's daughter, by the
no,
way.
Right.
not at all.
No pressure at all.
But she was adorable, and she was a great friend. And she was also Bob Hope's nanny.
Awesome.
And
Unbelievable.
yeah. So I immediately call her and I said, I got to see you. She says, come on. And so I told her the story and she said, well, let's get in the pool. And I said, pants or no pants?
You sent me that text this morning too, by the way.
And she sent me the same response.
Optional.
Optional. It's podcasting.
Legit, 2 hours ago sends me that.
Here's the tequila. So I'm naked in Bob Hope's pool, literally just getting trashed, going, what the hell just happened? And who's going to pay for that Mercedes?
Keep forgetting about the damn Mercedes.
It's the Mercedes in the driveway.
How long did you have that thing rented for? A week? Day?
I can't remember.
It was tequila.
So now, this is fun. This is a great Hollywood story, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
awesome.
So I said, I got to call Dolores. And so she says, okay. And she runs out. You know, they had the phones where they run in and get the phone and plug it into a plug out by the pool kind of thing. Right?
Yeah.
So I called Dolores, and Dolores is crying. And obviously.
That was her. That was
Yeah.
her friend.
And
right?
so we were talking about how awful it is and yada, yada, yada. And she said, that little son of a bitch. And I'm going, what little son of a bitch? What are you talking about? It's just Tommy. He just left me for creative artists.
At that.
She didn't know.
Wow.
I'm going, so that's why you're crying? Well, yeah, that's why I'm crying.
No, wait. But your friend.
Oh my God.
She didn't know.
She didn't know that she
didn't
passed.
know.
So I now have to tell her that
So the
Joe Selznick
Yeah.
died that day. And I can't remember what it was from, a heart attack maybe? Or
something sudden though. or-
Yeah, it was sudden.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So I'm the last one in the stall, so
Yeah.
to speak. Now,
Yeah.
I'm the only one because one of them is on Dynasty. Another one got born again and quit, and Tommy's
jumped ship.
Tommy jumped ship, and so now she gets on a plane overnight, and I am in every office in Hollywood, and I was impressed that she could do that like that.
Right.
Right.
She had connections.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. And so 2 days later, I get a phone call from a guy, and I answer the phone. Hello, can you sing like Billy Joel? Yeah. Hang on. And no, first he said, can you sing? And I went, yeah. Hang on. Come back. Can you sing like Billy Joel? And I went, yeah. He said, can you play the guitar? Yeah, hang on. And I have no idea who this is.
Right.
And he comes back on. He said, okay, I just booked you a guest star on Taxi. You better be good. And I went, who is this?
Right. Who is this? Who is this guy?
Who's signing the check? Wait a minute.
This is Lewis, your new agent. And it was one of the guys
Oh my gosh.
that she had set me up with while she came out there.
Right.
And
Because
so-
she was sending you. Right. So you needed.
So,
oh my God. You needed
That's
a
the
place to
Tom.
land.
That's the Tom Cruise
That is
story.
So
that's
did he pay
crazy.
for the Mercedes?
Yeah. I don't think that got left on like Sepulveda somewhere.
I think Los Feliz, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It may still be there because I don't remember resolving that issue.
Somebody took care of it. That's okay. Somebody took care of it. Wow.
Maybe Bob Hope took care of it.
There
I
you
gotta
go.
tell you, man, it was
Right?
awesome having you in here. Thank you for.
This is unbelievable.
Cool.
It's
Be back.
fun.
Is it being back in Omaha?
We are-
Weird.
yeah, it is odd. I mean,
When's the last time you were back here?
2002. I left in 2002.
Yeah, it's changed a lot.
It's really different. I was coming across the river there, and or from the airport.
Yeah.
And I was expecting to see the Woodman Tower, right? Because that's all that was here.
Right.
Yeah.
And I pull there and I go to see this little tiny little Woodman Tower
Right.
thing over there, and I'm
And
going,
all
what
of a sudden, the skyline has changed.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. It is. It's great. I mean, I guess we don't notice it at the, when you're driving to work every day, you look at the same places. It's like, I've mentioned this before. Sometimes you just need to look up every once in a while.
Right.
Look left and right.
Right.
And I didn't know that hotel was there. I didn't know, when did they build that? Where did this come from? And you start
been
realizing, and to be gone for this long and to
quite
come
an
back.
experience.
Yeah.
It's a lovely town. It always was a lovely
it
town.
is.
And
It
it's really nice.
And now,
is.
and you're in Nashville.
I'm in Nashville.
And you're ever since 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
People come in the office that have looked at your website and your photographs and stuff like, hey, it's amazing.
A
Unbelievable.
lot of people getting
cool.
hold of us trying to find your website. They want to check it out, see the
Oh,
pictures.
good.
Because
Yeah.
we talked about it a couple times too, because they're stunning. The pictures are brilliant.
Well, thank you.
But
I've
that.
I've been doing it a long time.
You've been doing that for a while.
So we need to get you back
It
for
is.
the Rocket Man podcast.
I know.
Yeah,
gotta
that
figure
would
that
be
out.
fun. That would be fun to do that.
I would love it.
We'll definitely figure that out.
Okay.
Because I've been looking for an excuse to do that. And the main thing right now is the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I need to get 20 subscribers from Omaha, old Rocket in the Morning folks, and Pat and JT folks.
That'd be
Just to
great.
subscribe. You get no benefit whatsoever.
Videos are good though.
But it's good entertainment.
I think so, maybe.
It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
It is.
What's your YouTube channel called?
Well, it's Nash Rocket. I have
Okay.
gone through yet another name change. Nash Rocket is the name now.
Nash
and if I can get 20 more, then I get the YouTube URL, youtube.com Nash Rocket.
Okay, cool.
Right, and you have to have 100 subscribers and
Okay.
a whole bunch of minutes. I've got the minutes, but you have to have 100 subscribers before YouTube blesses you.
Yeah,
with,
we'll get that for
with-
sure.
We
with
have
the
our
you-
YouTube channel.
Do
Yeah.
you?
We don't do videos though.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
We're
still working
starting.
on
This
it.
is kind of like a.
We barely do podcasts. I'm just saying. Just barely.
We've done 100
103.
Three.
But again, we
Yeah.
barely
Now
do
it seems
podcasts.
like you
Yeah.
guys are very well supported.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we've been very lucky. We've
very fortunate.
We've been here a while, a minute, in Omaha. So we've got people that support us, and then with our other side, our production company, it's really found a lane for businesses and helping people get the word out to their
It is.
treating businesses, their customers, like we treated listeners as
Right.
friends, and making that relationship
Yeah,
connection.
yeah.
And
We
that
want to
works
help
so big,
them,
so well.
because if we know this, this is just the way it works. If you help people get what they need and
Sure.
what they want, you will get what you need and you want.
Absolutely.
And it's just, you have to do it without expectation and, want to see them succeed. And everybody that we've helped so far, working with and just in the last 5 months, it's been crazy. And,
That's very Dale Carnegie of you.
Thank you. Never read him. But,
Well, it's
but thank you.
that's the theme of it. You help people realize the way you become wealthy is to help people realize their dreams.
It's true.
Right?
It is
Yeah.
true. And all these people, they've come to us. It's just crazy. It's kismet. They come to us because they already had this vision, but they didn't know how to get it produced.
Right.
And we're sitting here with the equipment and the skills, and it's like, well, we can help you produce that. Let's do this.
It might be a good fit because you mentioned Tulsa
Mm-hmm.
earlier. My family is in Tulsa. My sister and brother-in-law and all of their children, and he's a very successful financial planner there, and he's been trying to get me to do a podcast for him.
That'd be perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's the way
That's awesome.
yeah.
I think we need to continue discussions.
I do. I agree with you.
Okay, that
this
works.
this has been a joy.
Thanks,
no,
Rocky
I
Man. We
thoroughly
appreciate
enjoyed
it very much. I appreciate it. It's really nice to be back.
That was so much fun last night, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awesome. Best 40 seconds of my life.
I've never seen so many people without pants on
Right.
in my life in a public place.
Right?
Right?
Welcome
I
back
mean,
to Omaha, yo.
Yeah. Pants are optional.
That's right. Pants are That's our new motto.
It should be, instead of it's not for everyone, Nebraska, pants are optional.
That would get people. That would bring all the boys to the yard, wouldn't it?
Right there.
Yeah, it would.
Bring all the boys to the yard.
Thanks,
Love it.
Rocket Man.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Parkville Media Production.